Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. We are continuing on with our classes from the Medina Arabic course book 1, and we are still busy with lesson number 3 as far as the book is concerned, even though this will be our 7th lesson so far. So we are starting on the beginning of page 17, which had actually this subchapter began from the end of page 16 over here. So I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm just going to read through it and translate. Hear just the words out. And when we reach now to I will read the exercises at least, just so that we can skip through it. Actually, we got this one, and then we come here. All right. But anyway, let's go and then let's take things one step at a time. So he begins. He says, "An-najmu ba'idun." The star is far. Now, what we are learning over here, okay, let's skip to the chase. What we are learning here is known as the sun and the moon letters. Huruf al-qamariyah, the moon letters, and huruf al-shamsiyah, the sun letters. Now, moon letters are those wherein you will pronounce the lam. Like, for example, al-babu, a moon letter. While a sun letter will be that type where the lam will not be pronounced. In other words, an-najmu, not al-najmu, an-najmu. So that's the difference between a sun and a moon letter. And the Arabic language is split straight down in half. Half the letters of the alphabet are sun letters, half are moon letters. Which ones are which? We will come to them in due course. But for now, just focus on what is being said. It's not related to the word an-najm. In other words, any word that begins with a noon and you're adding alif and lam on it. So if we were to say, for example, an-najmu, if we were to say an-nadiru, nadir meaning something which is rare, anything, think of any word which begins with a noon, any noun, and you add alif and lam on it, you'll pronounce it with an instead of al. So an-najmu ba'idun, the star is far. Number 2, ar-rajulu waqifun, the man is standing. Number 3, as-sukkaru hulwun, the sugar is sweet. Number 4, at-talibu maridun, the student is sick. Number 5, ad-diku jamilun, the rooster is beautiful. Number 6, ad-daftaru jadidun, the notebook is new. Number 7, at-tajiru ghaniyun, the businessman is rich. Number 8, ad-dukkanu maftuhun, the shop is open. Number 9, al-waladu faqirun, the boy is poor. Number 10, at-tufahu ladhidun, the apple is tasty. Ladhidun meaning tasty. 11 is at-tabibu tawilun wal-maridu qasirun, the doctor is tall and the patient is short. So what is given you here is an-najmu, ar-rajulu, as-sukaru, at-talibu, ad-diku, ad-daftaru, both with the dal, at-tajiru, ad-dukanu again with the dal. So he threw in one sun letter, al-waladu, not o-waladu. Were this to be a moon letter, you would have a sun letter, you would have pronounced it as o-waladu, which is not the case. It's a moon letter, thus al-waladu. So everything excluding the al-waladu, everything else, all other 10 examples were sun letters. Now we come to the exercises. Tamarinu, exercises. Number 1, اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. Number 1, الباب, the door. التاجر, the businessman. النجم, the star. القمر, the moon. الديك, the rooster. الماء, the water. السرير, the bed. البيت, the house. المسجد, the masjid. الرجل, the man. السكر, the sugar. الورق, the paper. That was exercise number 1. Now, exercise number 2, straightforward. And whoever wants to take part, and hopefully you can send something in before I end up reading them all myself. But anyway, he says, إملأ الفراغ فيما يلي بوضع كلمة مناسبة. Fill in the blank space by putting in the appropriate word. In this case, he gives you no words, so it's for you to choose any noun of your choosing to fit inside here and make it into a worthwhile sentence. So he gives you a blank space and then he says ghaniyun. So we can say at-tajiru ghaniyun. The businessman is rich. Number two, something is sweet. Now you could say, for example, ad-diku hulun, as some people may try and say, but a chicken would be tasty and not sweet, unless, of course, you are going to be rubbing your chicken full of sugar and cooking him in that way that it becomes a sugary coated toffee apple type chicken. It's a different story. Otherwise, we would not use, and that's why I said a meaningful, worthwhile sentence, not just putting any two words together. All right. Now, which was sent inside here. الرجل غني, 100%, that is correct. And number two, which was sent in, السكر حلو, again 100% perfect, correct. So you choose something that is actually sweet as opposed to just taking anything and saying المريض حلو. You know, you don't use it that way. So السكر حلو, excellent as well. Number three, something is sick. So we can go with الرجل مريض, الولد مريض, الإمام مريض, التاجر مريض, الغني مريض, الفقير مريض. Anyone you want to say they are sick, you use it like this here. Number four, something is لذيذ, meaning tasty. So like I said, we go with the apple, we can go with the rooster, we can go with something of the sort like this. So التفاح, just to go back with apple again, at-tufahu is the Arabic word for apple. At-tufahu ladidun. The apple is tasty. Number five is tall. You can say, for example, al-rajulu tawilun, al-tabibu tawilun, al-waladu tawilun, whatever you want to take your pick of the words we have done, or if you want to take a word from your own vocab, it's not a problem either. But anyway, let's just go with al-tabibu tawilun, the doctor is tall. And the next one, flip side of the coin, is qasirun, meaning short. So you can say al-waladu qasirun, the boy is short. And that's the end of page 17. Now we have one additional exercise that's left over here before we come to the actual lesson itself. So this is exercise number 3. It says اختر كلمة من القائمة با تناسب الكلمة التي في القائمة ألف. That choose a word from column B which is linked and related to a word from column A. Alif and ba, A and B. So what you are being told here is that you've got 6 words on each column. One word will fit with the word from another side and it can only be used once, like we had done previously. So you have to choose what a multiple choice option type situation over here where a word can fit in on many things, but you have to choose that one that you are like a crossword puzzle or any one of those sort of things. You put in a word, obviously it's got to correspond all around. Otherwise you'll be sitting with words which don't make sense. So here you can say at-talibu ladidun, the student is tasty. Wouldn't work. Even though it may go, a person can argue it from a linguistic perspective, but we don't speak that way. And it's not the appropriate one to use here because then we're ending up with a problem later on. Okay, it's a question sent in here, or at least answer sent in, at-talibu maridun, 100%. So we go from here, at-talibu down to maridun. So 1 taken off the board. Next one, we've got ad-dukanu. And I'll do ad-dukanu. So you can say ad-dukanu ladizun, no. Ad-dukanu maksurun, the shop is broken, not quite. Ad-dukanu thaqilun, the shop is heavy, unless you're carrying your shop on your back. But ad-dukanu maftuhun, the shop is open. So ad-dukanu maftuhun. So we've wiped out these 2 and we've wiped out those 2. Now we've got these 4 and these 3 and that one there. So next one we've got is the word at-tufahu. Okay, quite straightforward this one over here because the first word in column B is its partner. Okay, over here. Okay, tufah is spelled with a ta as opposed to yes instead of a to. At-tufahu ladidun. The apple is tasty. So التفاح لذيذ wipes this one out here. So we're sitting now with three words: الماء, الحجر, and القلم, and they've got to find their partners. Everybody else is getting married around here. It's only these last three. They must pick their partners from the opposite side now. So الماء حار. Yes, excellent. الماء حار. الماء حار. The water is hot. So 1, 2, 3, 4 has been taken out from the side. We've got 2 left here and we've got 2 left over here. So the last 2 must get their partners. Next one we've got is the word al-hajaru. So we've only got 2 words to choose from, not much anyway. So al-hajaru thaqilun. Yes, excellent answer that was given. Al-hajaru thaqilun. The stone is heavy. And now we are left with the last one, al-qalamu. Okay, al-hajaru thaqilun again. That's a correct answer. Last one. It's the last woman left in the world. Al-qalam got no one to marry except maksurun. So therefore, al-qalamu maksurun. The pen is broken. And that's everybody all married off now to their appropriate partners. And this exercise is complete and we can move on. So now he ends off this portion here by saying al-kalimatul jadidatu, the new words, the words which we had done during the course of this lesson. So just to run through them again to recap, hulwun meaning sweet, maridun meaning sick, ad-dukanu the shop, ghaniyun rich, tawilun tall, faqirun poor, qasirun short, and at-tufahu the apple. And that then is the end of page 18. And now we come to the actual lesson itself. Now he says al-huruf al-qamariyatu wal-huruf al-shamsiyatu, the moon letters and the sun letters. Al-huruf al-qamariyatu, the moon letters. Now here they are running down the side of the page, all 14 of them. These ones are moon letters. And al-huruf al-shamsiyatu, the sun letters, are these 14 running down this side of the page. So you can see Arabic has got 28 letters, of which they are split straight down the middle. Now I'm going to read just the moon letters, and there are new words of vocab in here, so it's good to keep your pencil or pen or whatever writing instrument or typing thing you've got with you to keep your vocab in, or if you are following up from the recording on YouTube, whatever the case may be, it's entirely up to you, but jot it down so that you know and you can use it in your speech and exercises later on. So now, like we said here earlier, that the moon letters are those letters where the lam will be pronounced in the al. That lam doesn't fall away. You'll hear it at all times. So I'll just read the letters, then I'll do the example they give. So alif, ba, jim, ha, kha, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, mim, waw, ha, and ya. These are the moon letters. So he gives one example of each. Al, abu, the father. Al, so you hear the l, and and the word is abun, abu, because of al. So al, abu, the father. I don't think we've did a father before, so therefore it's your one thing to add to your vocab. Al abu, the father. Ba, al babu, the door. Jim, al jannatu, the garden. Ha, al himaru, the donkey. So you hear al jannatu, al himaru, al babu, and so on and so forth. Kha, al khubzu, the bread. Khubz means bread. Next one comes up is ain. Al-ainu. Al-ainu means the eye. Your eye that you see with, that is known as an al-ain. Al-ain also has other meanings as well, which is, for example, a well, Ain Jalut, the eye of Goliath, as you may know, the battle of Ain Jalut. And that was not literally meaning that Jalut lay there and his eye poured out, but it's referring to that, so to say, that spring lake thing. Ain is used in that meaning as well. But for now, focus on ain meaning the al-ainu, the eye. Okay, question over here. What is this now? Okay, now, okay. You can just check the classes up on, if you wanted to follow it, it's all the previous classes, they are on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, which is the Darul Ilm channel. If you searched on YouTube, Darul Ilm channel, and as we are doing 4 different classes a week, so you'll find 4 different playlists. One playlist which will say Riyadh al-Salihin, one which will say Arabic course or Arabic class, something like that. One which will say I'ala Sunan, and one which will say Tafsir al-Qurtubi, and you can catch up on all the previous classes in there. But anyway, it's just simply go to YouTube and type in Darul Ilm channel, and it will take you out there, inshallah. So yeah, if you happen to come late, if you want to catch up on previous ones, you'll find them all up on there. Anyway, continuing on, we were by ghain. Ghain is al-ghada'u, which would mean the either breakfast or lunch. It's up to you. The word will apply to both these things. Next one is fa, al-famu, the mouth. The mouth that you eat with and speak with and everything with, al-famu, the mouth. Then comes qaf, which is al-qamaru, the moon. And then we have kaf, which is al-kalbu, the dog. We've got mim, al-ma'u, the water. Waw, al-waladu, the boy. Ha, al-hawa'u, the air. And ya, al-yadu, the hand. So if you wanted to know, and this is where people tend to get okay, it slips a person's mind when you are thinking which ones are sun letters, which ones are moon letters. How do I know what sound comes from which? Just remember the words ashamsu and al-qamaru. Al-qamaru means moon, so al-qamaru, therefore being the word which describes the whole its whole party. So therefore, al-qamaru tells you that moon letters, the lam is pronounced. While ash-shamsu, ash-shamsu. So therefore, the word sun, ash-shamsu, tells you that all sun letters will have the shadda, the tashdid on it, and the lam will be kept silent. So that's how you get one simple, easy way for you to know which one is which. So anyway, that was that. Now let's look at the sun letters. Al-hurufu shamsiyatu, the sun letters. Now it says ta, which is at-tajiru. At-tajiru, the businessman, the shopkeeper, whatever word you prefer to refer to it as. At-tajiru, the businessman, the shopkeeper, the trader. You take your pick from an English translation. But you can see at-tajiru. So let me just read through the letters and then come back to the top. So we've got ta, tha, dal, dhal, ra, za, sin, shin, sad, dad, to, va, lam, nun. Those are your 14 letters that are sun letters. So at-tajiru, what's your first one? At-tajiru, the businessman. Tha, athawbu, athawbu, the cloth, the clothing. Dal, addiku, addiku, the rooster. Dhal, adhahabu, adhahabu, the gold. Imam al-Dhahabi, not the goldy chicken, but gold. Imam al-Dhahabi gets this name of Dhahabi on account of his family being goldsmiths. Next one is ar-rajulu, the man. Za, with ra, ar-rajulu, the man. Za, az-zahratu, the flower. So az-zahratu, the flower. Sin, as-samaku, the fish. Shin, ash-shamsu, the sun. This is the model for this pattern, the sun. So remember the word ash-shamsu, and you'll know that sun letters are pronounced with the tashdid. Sad, as-sadru. Sadru means the chest, as in your upper, you have your stomach and your chest, that chest, not the chest of drawers or the chest where you keep your old blankets and stuff in. As-sadru, the chest, that chest which contains the Quran and stuff like this, that sadr is what we are referring to. As-sadru, the chest. Dad, ad-daifu, ad-daifu, the guest. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and Hazrat Khidr, when they come there and أي يضيفوهما يضيفوهما ضيف يضيف from the word ضيف. They refuse to host them or refuse to accept them in as guests. So the word الضيف means a guest or the guest at least. Next one is طو الطالب the student. Next one is الظهر with الظهر the back, as in, you know, like people say your back. Oh, when it's one of those most common typos people like to use. Not you are back, but your back. Y-O-U-R instead of Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. So this is Y-O-U-R, your back. So الظهر means your back, like your front, your back. على ظهره, on his back. So الظهر, the back. Next one is lam. Al-lahmu. Al-lahmu means the meat. Not the meat we are meeting up here now today. Not that meat, not the track meat, but the meat as in steak and chops and cutlets and fillet steak and stuff like this here. That meat. Al-lahmu, the meat. Which is why you have a laham and a lot of meat, butchery type person or a fat person who's full of meat and things like this here. So lahm means meat. And the last but not least is the word we have done before, noon, which is an-najmu. So yes, these are your 28 letters, your 14 sun letters, your 14 moon letters. It's the end of page 19. It's where we will stop for tonight, inshallah. There's one thing, and it's quite common. It's extremely common, and there is absolutely no harm if it happens to you at all. You know, as long as you understand the letter or the law of the sun and moon letters, then literally memorizing which ones are sun letters and which ones are moon letters is not a necessity. Your subconscious, conscious mind will take over. So if you were to ask me to give you which letters of the alphabet are sun and which ones are moon letters, it will take me time to think, to arrange the letters all in order, because they don't come one after the other. Because obviously alif, ba, next one is ta. So, so moon letter, sun letter. Yeah, like that. So moon letter, sun letter, sun letter. They're not in order like that. So therefore, if you don't know it, alif, ba, jim, ha, kha, if you can't rattle it off like that, it's not a problem. As long as you know, whenever you're going to come across a ghain, it will be al-ghada'u. Whenever you come across a za, it will be az-zahratu. As long as you are understanding that rule and that principle, then swatting the letters off like this all down and like this all down is not a necessity. What is important is that you know and understand how the lesson works, so that you can apply it in your speech, in your writings, and all things of this nature. So yeah, we did a number of words. We've done 28 words in this one little exercise piece over here. As a result, there is, okay, wait, let's do the last piece here before we end. So you can see we've done quite a bit of extra words in here, which we have not done before. So there's quite a bit of vocab for you to add to your books. Let's move on and finish the lesson off on page 20. تمرين exercise. اقرأ الكلمات الآتية واكتبها مراعيا قواعد نطق الحروف القمرية والشمسية. Read the following words and write it, keeping in mind the principle of pronouncing sun and moon letters. So here he is putting to test how much you have understood. As you can see, and this is for you to take part in. So if anyone is willing to, you can start sending the words in, sending the answer. What he wants you to do is say, for example, al-baytu. So here in this exercise, if you're sending in the answer, send it in only in transliteration, not Arabic, because if you don't have the fatha kasra dhamma on it, then it's neither here nor there, because the Arabic can be read anyway. So sending the actual Arabic itself would not work, and sending a translation is not that important, since we know all these words already, or at least there are certain words here which we will do which are new. But anyway, so yes, al-baytu was sent in. That is correct. Okay. Oh, I missed a question over here. Can I tell some of my friends about these classes? Yes, by all means. The classes are free. They are everybody is welcome to attend. You don't have to be of a specific level to attend it or whatever. It's made for it to be easy for all ages and stuff like this here. If you see at any time I'm speaking too fast or I'm making things too complicated, then just let me know so that I can clarify and make things easier. But yes, it's open for everybody, so you're more than welcome to share it with others. If you don't have the links to be able to share it, then you can message me on WhatsApp. You can message me on Twitter. Twitter is Darul underscore ilm 2. My previous 2 accounts were deleted or at least banned by Twitter. So Darul underscore ilm 2. That's that account. On Facebook, if you happen to find me on that side, it would be Darul, I don't know, either underscore ilm 3 or something. I can't remember how many times I've been put off on that side too. But anyway, so you can search Darul Ilm. You'll find the same sort of display picture across the blog, Twitter, and Facebook to know that this is the same person. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to just message me on WhatsApp and I will send you the links, inshallah. Anyway, so answers are being sent in. Al-Baytu, the house. Ad-Diku, 100% correct. Al-Baytu, again, another one, 100% correct. Ad-Diku, good. Al-Madrasu, not quite. Al-Mudarrisu, the next answer was given, that's correct. So Al-Madrasu, who would probably be speaking about Madras in India, and not Al-Mudarrisu. Hence, of course, what is of important and note over here is the shadda on the ra, Al-Mudarrisu. And of course, part of this lesson is to make sure that you are putting your harakat in the correct places, because it needs to have ingrained itself into your subconscious mind, that your mind tells you this word is al-mudarrisu, mudarrisu, not madarrisu, and khairul madarris you're thinking about there in Pakistan. No, al-mudarrisu, the teacher. All right, moving on. Next answer which was given is Al-Babu, 100% correct. Al-Talibu, that's correct as well. Another one also sent in Al-Talibu, perfect. Another one sent Adiku from the previous one, again correct. Then coming on, moving further, As-Sukkaru, excellent. Al-Aku? Oh, okay. Al-Akhu, Akhu. So yes, that is correct. And Ad-Daftaru, somebody gave the answer for that one too. Ad-Daftaru is the notebook. Excellent as well. Al-Akhu, Al-Rasulu, excellent. Al-Mudarrisu, again, good. Al-Rasulu, Al-Rasulu, Al-Babu, Al-Wajhu. All 100% excellent so far. We've now reached the new words. From this point onwards, I will read them because we haven't done these ones in our lessons here. Maybe you know them already, maybe not, but there are new words as far as our lesson goes. The one answer that's already been given is as-sadiqu. Al-fajr. Okay, jumped a bit, but al-fajr, not quite. Remember, we are wanting to focus on the endings of the words as well, specifically the endings of the words. Al-Fajr, yes, 100% correct. So, as-sadiqu over here is a new word. As-sadiqu means the friend. So, sadiqi, my friend. Obviously, it's a male version. We will learn female versions in future, but sadiq means a friend. As-sadiqu, the friend. Al-Qur'anu, the Qur'an. As-salatu, salah as you know it. Al-Ka'batu, the Kaaba. Al-Ra'su, ar-Ra'su, the head, your head, you know, your whole head, you know, your atama if you're speaking Japanese, your kop if you're speaking Afrikaans, whatever language you want to use, but ra'su means the head. Al-isba'u means the finger. Al-isba'u, the finger. As-sabunu, as-sabunu means soap. Maybe you heard of Sheikh Ali as-sabuni, sabunu, as-sabuni. So as-sabunu means the soap, your bath soap, your dishwashing soap, whichever soap it is, but as-sabunu means the soap. And then comes al-dhufru. Al-dhufru means the nail. What nail is this? Like your fingernail and your toenail, that sort of nail, not the nail that you hammer into boards, but the nail on your finger. So al-dhufru refers to your nail. So the nail. Next one coming up is al-fajr, which is now fajr salah. Now, obviously, each of these words have got literal meanings behind them too, but fajr would, here in this case, meaning the uh, what's that famous nasheed now? Slipped my mind. My memory is not all that good anymore. But anyway, ummati qad laha fajrun. Ummati qad laha fajrun. Fajrun, fajr here, the sun. So the rising of the sun is known as the fajr in that sense. So yeah, so the words have got literal meanings, but for the purpose of this exercise, he's teaching you the names of the 5 daily salah. So al-fajr, which is fajr, al-dhuhru, which means dhuhr, al-asr, which means asr, al-maghribu, which is maghrib, and al-isha'u, which is isha. And that's the end of page number 20, and it is the end of lesson number 3. So that's where we are stopping, inshallah. Next week we will continue on from lesson number 4, which is bringing in now another big and important lesson. So what we have learned essentially over the course of this lesson here is the important thing of sun and moon letters, because at any point in your life, reading the Quran, reading the ahadith, anything in your life, you are always going to come across sun and moon letters. And this is where you can tell where, where, as they say, you discern the men from the boys, and you discern the people who know Arabic from those who don't. When a person is writing and they name, for example, people name their companies, they name their business, they name their shop, they name something or the other, and he calls it al-taqwa trading. For example, al-taqwa. And you say, but a ta is not a moon letter, a ta is a sun letter. Now here, this is where it fits into your subconscious. So al-taqwa, it don't fit right, let me check. Oh, okay, I see, it's a ta is under the sun letters, so at-taqwa, like that, it ingrains itself into your subconscious. So without you necessarily having memorized which are sun and moon letters, when you think of a word starting with a ta, you say, okay, at-tajiru, anything you're going to think of like this, yeah, with a ta, okay, they all got a shadda, it's a sun letter, like that. So anyway, what we learned was the sun and the moon letters, and like I say, you're going to be using it any single point in time. So when you're saying al-taqwa, some people don't see a problem with it, but it shows from an Arabic perspective that this person doesn't know what they are talking about. Otherwise, they wouldn't have written al-taqwa. They would have written at-taqwa. You won't say al-tawheed, kitab al-tawheed of, the famous Salafi version, kitab al-tawheed. No, at-tawheed. So what if you were to transliterate it, the proper way would be AT dash tawheed as opposed to AL dash tawheed, just to show that you understand what this word is and how it is read. Transliteration is there to basically enable the person to pronounce the word. And if your transliteration is saying al-tawheed, but you are saying you should supposed to know it's at-tawheed, then your transliteration is not doing its job. Your transliteration is faulty. So therefore, any single word in Arabic that you are going to come across reading the Quran anywhere, you will end up reading sun and moon letters. So it's necessary to know which ones are which. And that's what we touched upon in today's class. It's simple and straightforward, and it's something that, just like I say, it just fits itself in your memory, and it's second nature. You don't have to think about it. Like you don't have to think to breathe. So do you not have to think to know which ones are sun and which ones are moon letters when you are reading? So anyway, that being that, we don't have any questions here as far as I can see. So inshallah ta'ala, we will end on this point, and we will continue on from lesson number 4 as far as the book is concerned, which will be our 8th lesson next week, Wednesday, inshallah ta'ala. Until tomorrow, when we continue on from our I'ala Sunan class. Until then, we will end for now when we say, وَصَلَّى اللَّهُ وَسَلَّمَ وَبَارَكَ عَلَى نَبِيِّنَا مُحَمَّدٍ سُبْحَانَ اللَّهِ وَبِحَمْدِهِ سُبْحَانَكَ اللَّهُمَّ وَبِحَمْدِكَ نَشْهَدُ أَن لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ نَسْتَغْفِرُكَ وَنَتُوبُ إِلَيْكَ وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ ورحمة الله وبركاته.